What's up, Mr. Pontiac GTO1 here in another action figure review. Finally, on the Sonic Through Time series of figures by Jazzwares, and this is Classic Sonic. This is Classic Sonic, and he is not exactly 5 inches. If you compare it to the modern 5-inch Sonic, you can see that modern Sonic is a little bit taller than classic Sonic. Ugh, this thing doesn't stand. I have to lean him against the wall. But this guy, he can actually stand. So if you drop him, he's more likely to stand. Well, with the modern Sonic, even if you place him down gently, he'll eventually fall over because of his top heaviness, because of the material. Classic Sonic has a more of a vinyl type of material that you'd see on maybe a Toy Island Sonic Adventure figure or a 10-inch Jazzwares Sonic figure, meaning that it is very bendable, so it feels rubbery, but it is also lighter, so it can stand, so you won't have the trouble of making it stand. But on the other hand, if you take off modern Sonic's head, don't worry, this comes off, it's just a little peg. But modern Sonic's head, probably as heavy or even more heavy than the classic Sonic figure itself. And if you just have the body, it will stand up perfectly. But if you put on the head, it just doesn't work. Back to classic Sonic. His articulation is that he can move 360 degrees on the head, but I don't recommend you do. I think you should just go left or right if you want to pose him. His arms will also go up, down, left and right. It'll also bend at the elbow. Also, with the new joint, you can actually twist his arm, which is a very good improvement to the other figures, meaning that you can bend his elbow, but you can also pose him like this. With the other figures within the older series, you simply couldn't do that. You're very limited. You can only go up, bend. But in this one, you can bend like that, any 360 degrees. The wrists will also twist 360. Again, you might not want to put a lot of moving around on articulation on this figure. Same goes for the other arm. The waist will also twist, but it is very, very stiff, and I do not want to break this. I think Jazzwares stopped making Sonic action figures because where I live, there's no rack of Sonic action figures. It doesn't even say Sonic anymore. That's kind of bad. Pretty much a lot bad. But anyways, his legs can go up and down. They can also twist. And the feet will also twist around. So, he has pretty much a lot of articulation. Now about sculpt. Sculpt is pretty good for a reproduction of an old Sonic figure to make it look like his classic self. If I can find any classic Sonic games, you can see hold on. you can see that it resembles these two cartridges, and they do it pretty nice in a 3D sculpt. His eyes are positioned correctly with the black with the shiny tint on it. His stomach is like a circle, like it should be, and it is round because we all know that back then Sonic was fatter. His hands are in fists. The sculpt on the fists are pretty well done. I like it a lot. His nose is very bendy, so you might want to watch out not to break it. It's like the other Sonic figures. Very easy to break off, but not as easy to break off as the older figures. So that's pretty nice. His head is not removable like normal 5-inch figures. Underneath, it's just red, like it should be, because in the older games, it was only red under. But for now, he has the buckle, and we haven't seen the buckle in any of these games, and it says it's from 1991. And that doesn't make sense at all. Why does he have the buckle when you can obviously see that there is no buckle? He would be in this kind of stance, and you can see there's a buckle right there, but there's not right there. That one you can't even see is on the back. Spikes and tail. He has his 6 spikes positioned out, shorter and rounded off. His socks and shoes are well done again. And the rest of his body, his arms and legs are made out of a rubbery material, but not like the vinyl on his head. And so were the hands. They're made out of soft rubber too. But his feet, body, and joints, for the most part, even the spikes, are all hard plastic, so he stands up pretty well. So this was an action figure review. I'll see you later, guys. Next video, more videos will be coming on along the way, so catch you next time. See you guys. And I am going to put my Sonic figure right here in my collection.